So, you started playing Marvel Strike Force. You were so excited to get started on this game because you are a big Marvel fan. You open the app, you get started, and you look at all these characters and just go... Where do I start? Who is good? Who does what? Who do I need to farm? And this is totally understandable. This is exactly where I have been very recently, especially if you've been playing Galaxy of Heroes for a long time like I have. I've been playing that game for well over 2 years now. I know those characters so well. You know everything there is to know about them, and then you come into a totally new game and it's like, I don't know I don't know who's good. I don't know who's Ugnaught. I don't know who's Commander Luke Skywalker in this game. So, in this video, I'm going to break down for you who are the top 5 characters you need to start on right now from a free-to-play standpoint so that you can get off to the best start possible in Marvel Strike Force. All right, let's go. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to be talking about the top 5 characters that you should be working on as you start Marvel Strike Force. This is totally going to be subjective, and I do want to call out that this is not just going to be my opinion. In fact, I've been doing a lot of research and getting a lot of perspective from longer time players who've been playing since the beta was released to formulate who these top 5 characters are. And as I explain all these characters to you, I'm also going to introduce their kits to you and give you a little breakdown on why they are so good at the beginning. A lot of you, especially if you're new to this game, you may not be familiar with these kits yet, and so I'm going to do that. And I'll use a resource here called MSF.gg. It's an awesome website that has been put together. It's still kind of in development, but it has all of the kits on there. Now, it does have some data mine information, and so it's going to be, you're going to be able to level up the abilities here more than you actually can in game. I believe the max is going to be 5 for attacks, and then I think 3 for passive. Alright, getting this kicked off with number 1, Yondu. Look at this dude. This guy is awesome. He's got a really, really cool kit, and what makes him so good and the reason why he's going to be on this list, first of all, is because he's definitely attainable for a free-to-play player. He is in, let's see, Villains 1.9 and Mystic 1.9, so you can farm those shards pretty early on in the game. Now, Yondu is going to be really OP because he can summon other characters to fight with him in the battle. That kind of feels like the meta right now from everything that I have been hearing about the game, is that summoning mechanic is really, really hard to get around. Now, a quick disclaimer on summoners is a lot of people feel like they could be nerfed at some point because that mechanic does feel to be just a bit too OP. That remains to be seen, so keep that in mind. But at any rate, let's look at Yondu's kit. Jagged Edges is basic. He's going to attack a primary target for 160% damage and 20% piercing. Clear 1 positive status effect from a target. So this is kind of like he's going to dispel, but it's just going to be 1, and I'm going to guess that's RNG on which one that is, if there's multiple. The next is Boarding Party. This is where we have the summon. So he's going to summon 1 to 2 Ravager allies at 210% normal damage and 40% of normal health. Apply offense up to all allies for 1 turn. So he's not just going to summon some pretty awesome hitters. He's going to give offense to your entire team and make them hit harder. Very, very solid to have on your team. The next is the Yakka Arrow, that little... He is going to chain to all enemies who aren't stealth. And chain means he's going to attack multiple allies. It's not as simple as just attacking one character or all characters. Chain is going to imply that we're going to attack a group of characters, but not necessarily all of them. So anybody who isn't stealth will get attacked for 130% undodgeable piercing. Very cool. And then his passive ability, Centauri Hunter. On turn, there is a 50% chance to copy a positive status effect off one enemy and apply the positive effect to self. Clear the positive effect from the enemy. So you're basically just going to take a buff, you're going to steal it, put it on yourself, 50% chance. We have the Black Widow, and there is a considerable debate on if the Black Widow is the hottest Avenger. I'm not sure if that's true or not. But anyway, Black Widow, you can find her shards in Heroes 1-9, so kind of like Yondu very early in the game. She's also in Nexus 5-6. That one's going to be a bit farther away, but she is attainable in Heroes 1-9, which is another early one. I've already been able to get her to 2 stars, and I'm working on getting her to 3. What is good about Black Widow? In general, she's going to be able to speed up your team, and she's going to be able to stealth herself, which are going to be some very, very good things to have on your team. Her basic, Sabotage. Attack the primary target for 190% damage during stealth. 70% chance to copy all positive status effects on the primary target, plus clear each copied positive effect. Very cool. And then she's got Camouflage Tech. This is where she's going to speed your team up. Gain stealth for 2 turns and clear all negative status effects from self. So she can cleanse herself, gain speed up on self, and apply speed up to all shield or Avenger allies. But that's not it. You also have a 60% chance to apply speed up to 3 additional allies. So if you have non-shield or Avenger allies with you, they still have a chance to get that speed up. It's just not going to be a guarantee. Very good. We don't have mods in this game, so we can't modify our own speed, but we do have abilities that speed us up, and speed is going to obviously be very important in turn-based combat. The next is going to be Widow's Bite. Attack primary target for 170% damage and apply stun. So she's got that ability to stun. She's going to be able to control the field of play both with speed up and with a stun on a specific character. 50% chance to chain up to 3 adjacent targets for 120% damage and apply bleed. And then her passive ability, Saboteur, which is gain 10% speed when stealthed and 50% chance to gain offense up. So she's going to be able to speed up herself. She's going to be able to gain offense up when she applies that stealth. Very, very cool. All right, and then the next character on this list, number 3, we have Crossbones. Now, there's considerable debate. This is going to be your tank. There's considerable debate on if you want to go for Crossbones or if you want to go for Luke Cage at the beginning. You're probably going to be able to get both pretty easily, and you may want to lean towards Luke Cage for defense and Crossbones for offense from what I'm hearing. Or if you have Hulk, he might be a better option altogether, but I don't have him yet. He's going to be unlocked through achievements. He's kind of like the Darth Vader of this game if you play Galaxy of Heroes as well. Now, Crossbones, you are going to be able to find his shards in he has an event called Double Crossed, which is going to come up in events, which is very good. He's also going to be in Villains 3-9 and then Heroes 6-6. So you probably won't have Heroes 6-6 for a while, but Villains 3-9 is something you should be able to get to pretty early in the game. What makes Crossbones so good is going to be just he's tanky, he's got raw damage, he's got counter, all of which are going to be very good to have in the battle. Piston Punch is his basic. Attack primary target for 160% damage. 60% chance of a bonus attack for 125% damage and apply offense down. So he's going to be able to make the other team hit less hard and has a chance for a bonus attack, which is good to have on a basic. Wrath is going to be his first special, which is also going to be what triggers his taunt. He gains taunt plus 2 counter, heal self, 10% of max health. So he has a little bit of a heal in there. I actually didn't remember that he even had a heal until I actually read over this, getting ready for this video. It's something you don't really notice. It's not super obvious. I mean, it's only 10%, but he's going to have that taunt and he's going to have that counter, which is very nice. His last ability is the ability I'm personally a big fan of. If you can keep him alive long enough, you are going to be able to detonate. This is kind of like in Galaxy of Heroes, it's kind of like Imperial Probe Droid. This ability starts on a cooldown, but once you get there, oh buddy, it can do a ton of damage. This is gain 2 death proof, then explode 430% damage to self and all enemies. That is a hefty amount of damage, and if you have been able to take off a little bit of damage off of a bunch of people, you may be able to see this be a finishing move for several characters, depending on what the health is. So I love using this when I've got, say, 5 characters in there. I've been able to use a lot of AoE, and they're all down to maybe 50% health. That has the propensity to take out all of those characters. Very, very cool, strong ability. The trick is going to be to just keep him alive long enough if you apply that taunt, and he's not as tanky as probably a lot of tanks you would like to be. And then finally, Crossbones' passive ability is going to be called Vengeance, which basically just gives him max health. At level 3, it's going to be plus 15%. All right, so the next character in our list, number 4 on the list, is going to be QUAKE, and QUAKE is really awesome. You're going to be able to get her primarily from the Battlegrounds arena in the store there. So once you get to those milestones, you're going to be able to purchase QUAKE shards in that store. And then she also was one of the main event characters for the Battlegrounds, where you were able to get rewarded with some of those shards as well. Now, what makes QUAKE so good is she's kind of like the opposite of Black Widow. Black Widow is going to be able to speed up your team. QUAKE is going to be able to slow down the other team. That turn meter manipulation and turn-based combat is going to be very huge, and that's probably one of the biggest reasons why she is going to make this list. Her basic is called Seismic Blast. Attack primary target and adjacent targets for 100% damage. Apply slow to primary target and up to 10 adjacent targets for 2 turns. Her first special is going to be called Shockwave. Attack primary target for 160% damage, clear 1 positive status effect, 40% chance to chain up to 2 targets for 120% damage, and clear 1 positive status effect. So we're going to have chain chance, we're going to have dispel chance here, which is also very good. I love her second special, Earthquake. Attack all enemies for 270% damage. It's not quite as good as Detonate, but that's still a pretty hefty amount of damage, and she applies offense down. So not only is she going to be slowing down the other team on her basic, she's going to be able to apply offense down on this special. And this ability does start on cooldown, and that is offense down on 3 enemies for 1 turn. And then finally, her passive is going to be called Secret Warrior, which is gain 10% extra focus. Inhuman allies gain 5% extra focus. And then rounding out our list, the final, last but not least, is going to be Gamora. And she is going to be a great heavy hitter that you want to have in your teams early in the game. Now, she is going to be most obviously available in the arena store. That is where I've spent the most time getting her. So once you get your arena currency, you can go ahead and level her up there. She is also available in Nexus 2.9, which is going to be pretty early as well. And then later on in Mystic 2.9 as well. So Gamora is going to have a pretty strong kit. Let's go ahead and look at this. Assassin Strike. Attack primary target for 210% damage plus 40% chance to bonus attack up to 1 time for 160% damage. Lots of raw damage here. Ruthless Blade is going to be her first special. Attack primary target for 190% damage. 50% chance to chain up to 2 adjacent targets for 150% damage. Fill speed bar by 100% on kill. So here we've got some turn meter manipulation just on herself. If she is able to finish somebody with this move, she will immediately get another turn. So definitely pay attention to those characters that are getting low on health and use this there so you can get boom boom 2 attacks in a row. Flying Slash. Gain offense up for 2 turns. Attack primary target for 320% damage. Fill speed bar by 100% on kill. Again, you get to go again if you kill people. So you want to be finishing everybody off with Gamora in one of her special abilities. Very cool. And that's going to be easier to finish people off because it's 320% damage. Very, very powerful. And then we have a passive ability. Deadly Methods. Gain 5% crit chance. Apply 5% crit chance to Guardians allies. Apply 5% crit chance to other allies. Alright, my friends, I hope this video was helpful for you. Again, very introductory into Marvel Strike Force. I'm still new myself into this game, and I am absolutely loving it. And I hope this gives you an idea of where to start. Starting can definitely be overwhelming. It's something that when I first opened up the game, I thought, oh, where do I begin with this? But you can totally do it. What do you think about these characters? What do you think about my list? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And as always, my brothers, don't forget.
For my dead body. Sorry about the mess.